everyone. Don't get anxious. Get prepared. You're a career engineer right here. And today we're going to have our Ask the Career Engineer, where you get to send your questions, or you join us live, or even later, put your comments. We'll get right back to you. But I do thank the folks. We selected 2 questions this month to answer for this career engineer segment. Remember, we will have this segment live the 1st of the month. On the 4th of the month, you can also hear some new content that we have. So make sure you subscribe and be a part of our TCE family on this platform or whichever platform you enjoy. And of course, TCEnow.com is where you find us. So again, put your questions or your comments here. We try to give about 15 minutes here because we know you guys are busy on a Monday morning and we want to be a part of your solution, not a part of the problem. All right. So here we go. I want to share before we get into the questions. There's some, I want to give you all the news because when you guys send me these emails, a lot of times you're asking me a question that there was an answer for from the news. So let me give you what's updated on our jobs report, which came out last Friday. As I share with you guys, the first Friday of the month, you get all kinds of information about how we're doing in the good old US of A in terms of job outlook and things. 339,000 job ads was happening for the month, for the previous month, which was May. So 339,000, that's pretty good. We've had some really good job gains. I know you all have heard about the layoffs, and yes, they're happening, but let's focus on the positive. 339,000. 3.7% unemployment. It did edge up slightly, but whenever we have under 5%, it's a good day. So folks, it's a good day. All right. It's a good day. Our job opening report showed up as well, and 10.5 million. I know it's 10 million. But all this news, all this information, when it first comes out, you folks can get it right by going to our TCEnow.com, joining our TCE newsletter. You'll get a free gift for joining the newsletter, so you can know this news when it comes out hot, so you can prepare for your Monday mornings. All right. So listen, while I am here live, and yes, this is not your chat GPT or whatever, chat, whoever, it's me. It's a real, like I'm even going to pull my twist, right? I'm real. Well, the twist is in the way. Hold on. Here we go. Well, that would be some good TV right there. So let me look at some comments and some things. There were a couple questions I thought would be really good for June, since June does kick off the summer. And I want to make sure we responded to both folks. We've got full-time regular folks looking for a regular job, 40 hours a week or whatever your deal is. But we also have them summer hires because we know all them grads just graduated, and congrats, all that labor flooding the market at half price, maybe. But anyway, one of the first questions, and this is, I'm seeing this a little more than before, even though, we all know remote work and hybrid work is pretty popular. It's been popular since we did all this stuff, right? So I'm still getting questions from many of y'all about, you want to work remotely because, maybe after the pandemic, and now we're post-pandemic world, you still have life sinking things that, you need to do this with. You got to have the 9 to 5, but you got stuff after 5 that you're trying to deal with, and that's fine. And working remotely could be a solve for a lot of that. Plus, hey, you got the goods, you've got the experience, you want to work differently. And that's great. However, the same person is saying that to me, like, "Ooh, I've got all this, and I got my, briefcase full of all the goods, but I'm not so great with email, or I'm not so great with, what's the mini computer, right? That's in my hand, or I'm not so great with these other things." Well, that's going to be a problem for those of you that want to work remotely. Some companies are still doing a hybrid approach. Some may have more remote work opportunities than others, and they're out there. I mean, our newsletter, again, TCEnow.com, join up for TCE Career Business News, has lots of opportunities, but you got to know how to work the tech. I don't need you to be, the coder or all that real techie stuff, but you've got to know how to navigate with this landscape, the way we work. If you want to work differently, then you can't work differently and bring the same skills. It just doesn't work that way. So I applaud that you want to, why can't I just do the whole remote working thing? Well, if you can't email, or you're not pretty cool with dealing with cloud-based in a cloud-based environment, that's how remote working works. You've got to be able to deal with the Zooms, the Teams, the Google meetings, or the Skypes. You've got to be able to deal with the Slack or something like that, where folks who are in lots of different places have a place to come together and communicate. It could be something really right within the intranet of the company, their own way of connecting. And they're going to assume coming out the gate, you know how to make your username, you know how to set up your profile, you know how to engage in digital communication. And yeah, you can pick up a phone when you need to. You can open a traditional mail in the post office box when you need to. But just to even get into that game, you got to point and click. You got to. So if you don't know how, you got to upskill. Period. There's no company's going to bend over backwards and bring, yes, all that good stuff you bring, the 20 years or the 15 years or the solid know-how when you don't know how to set up your Gmail. They're not going to do it. So you have to upskill. And I've got some places here. I was just talking about a few things. Like I said, you don't have to be the tech genius, but email, how to set it up, how to troubleshoot, how to do your signature line. How to do an autoresponder, the whole Google universe, right? And now you've got which is showing up. That's a whole nother universe. We're all learning that one, but you've got to be able to Google something and know how to work in that ecosystem. Mobile apps. Again, companies will have this would be your time card, or this may be your way of staying connected while you're not somewhere. So if you don't know about updates and all that kind of good stuff on your mobile device, you're going to be struggling. And of course, there's all kinds of apps for all kinds of stuff. Utility apps and accounting and education and learning management systems. Every kind of industry has an app for that. And you need to know how to do that. So if you cannot do this on your own, you've got to get some help. So you can take classes, YouTube. This is nothing new. I've even said, read a book, or guess what? The very app that you're not sure how to work, go to the help menu. Go to the help menu, right? Push the button. Do a search. There's ways that you can. Even the way you get help today requires some tech. So that's what you have to do. I love for folks to find the right place and the right space and the way to work that works for you. But it doesn't just come because you want it. You got to have the stuff to go with it. All right. You got to have the stuff to go with it. For those of you just coming in, this is our June TCE Ask the Career Engineer. First Mondays, we're here. 12 noon East Coast time to take your live questions, but we will select questions that you guys have sent us. And for you to send me a question, info@tcenow.com, just put questions so I can know to pick yours. Well, to look at it, be one to pick. We get a lot of emails here, but send it to us. And again, if you missed us and you're enjoying us on the replay, right, which is wonderful because we do get a lot of replays, put your question in the comment. If I'm able to respond, I will. Or I might select it to talk about next month. So the first Monday, we will be here. Now, another thing that's really hot right now is right in vogue. It's June and it's hot, kind of, and it's summer jobs. And college kids have come out, the ones who have graduated looking for full-time work in the summer. So if you want to speak to that. And then we have our high school or college student that's in between the fall and they need to get some money to help pay for them schools. So what do we do? There was one mom I saw on Facebook. There was another one that actually reached out to me because it's something I said to a mom on Facebook that, they're feeling, it's the employers. They're not calling the kids back. The kids are doing, and I say kids respectfully, the students are doing everything right. And these folks are not calling back. And Johnny and Jane are feeling some kind of way because ain't nobody calling them back. And it's summer. And what else are they going to do? And all that kind of good stuff. So what tips do I have right now? Why aren't the employers calling? So, and because I am not aware of how Johnny and Jane are putting their goodies out there, let's just assume they're doing everything perfectly. Let's just assume they're using a job portal from their college. If you're in college, you're a student, you should be really in love with your college job search center, right? The college service, career services office. I can't even get it right today. The career services office, because that's a wealth of information. These folks are hired. Your fees and tuition, pay their salaries. You need to work them. A lot of times those schools will have summer internships all over the place, but they don't post them in May and June. It's about February, March, April. So the best summer gigs, parents and young people, are made in the winter, not in the summer. You cannot wait till Memorial Day and look for a summer job. Now, let me rephrase. Of course you can wait till Memorial Day to get a summer job, but you're going to have a harder time getting a summer job when you could have lined it up in April and did whatever. Federal government and paid internships, guys, state, local government. In fact, I'm an adjunct professor. I remember seeing this wonderful executive summer internship, but it came out in March and April. It wasn't May. They want people to start right after school. So in the future, don't wait. Please don't wait. That's a mistake. But those of you working it now, yes, you can still land something. Like I told you, 10 million open jobs, 339,000 job hires. So it's going to require you to do a little bit more. Why aren't they calling you back? Because you haven't impressed them enough to call you back. Yeah, I know that's hard to hear. You haven't given them a reason to set up a meeting. You haven't given them a reason. You just want a job. So you and everybody else. But what's unique about your young person, maybe that young person goes into the store dressed in their Sunday best or dressed shirt, tie, whatever, looking without even knowing if there's a job and having great communication skills. Hey, sir. Hey, ma'am. Listen, I'm a recent graduate, or I'm a high school student looking to land a wonderful opportunity. I like your establishment. I'd love to work for you. Can I fill out an application? Let's go. I'm talking that combined with all these online things that all the young people like to online themselves to death. You got to do high tech and high touch. Employer doesn't have to call you back just because you apply for a job. However, they will call you back if you pique their interest. So make sure your brand is working for you. So mom and dad, appreciate the question. But let me share this. I'm going to say this. Don't slap me. This is great. I'm glad you brought the question. But if I was the 18-year-old or the 22-year-old, I would have sent me the question. See, that's what I'm talking about. The young person who's struggling, y'all can send questions too. I can talk directly to you. Mom and dad can't be involved in your job search. That's a free one. I just thought I'd put that in there, okay? That's important. So listen, I want you guys to have a powerful week. I want you to have an incredible month. I want to thank you for watching us today. Remember, on the first Monday of the month, we try to give you about 15 minutes because we know Mondays are very, very busy times, right? So tcenow.com, I'm going to be blogging more about summer hire with some more details. So give me a moment. We'll get on our website soon where you can read more details of what folks can do to increase their chances of getting that call back. But I do want to thank you for being here. And again, info@tcenow.com is where you go if you would like for us to pick one of your questions today or be featured here on the Ask the Career Engineer. All right. So on that note, I'm going to say bye out of here because I know it's about that time. Again, I want to thank you so much. And I don't know. I think I'm just going to say goodbye. But you know what? There's a button. I got to push this button. And there's another button I got to push. And I will see y'all next time. Thanks for watching our Career and Business show. I hope you learned a lot about today's topic. If you enjoyed the show, please let me know by visiting our website, tcenow.com, and sending me an email. I'd love to hear from you.